Ole mole. Ole mole.
Hello, I am Dan,
And I'm Can.
and this is a Pebble.
Ole mole.
Prepared as usual, we are. But we got a new sponsor today, the Deconverted Candle Company. We've all burned a lot of bridges in our faith journey, so why not light a candle to match the vibe? Our candles come in scents like enlightenment and holy smokes.
Nice.
Because nothing says deconstruction like a good whiff of rebellion.
There you go. Someone make that candle company.
The Deconverted Candle Company.
Instead of me thinking in my head, I'll do it, someone else. Someone good at making candles.
You got to quit having Chat GPT give me these things because you're going to have so
I'll
many
be like,
ideas.
oh, such a good idea.
You're going to take over another room in the house to make candles. This is my candle making room. We need to build extra outbuildings out back so I can keep building stuff.
It's ADHD, I can't help it, okay?
Let's
be nice. Let's be nice.
This is my farm. This is my candle building. This is my...
Oh, that'd be my dream.
This is my
a
sweat
flower
factory.
farm. You know how fun that would be? Okay.
I've started her. I put a quarter in her. pulled the string on her back. She's going.
Okay.
What do you got for us tonight, Candid Conversation?
I gotta sneeze. Just a minute.
That's the Candid Conversation tonight. She's got to sneeze. No, we want to make sure. And when Candy sneezes, it's not one sneeze. It's
chair keeps squeaking. I promise I'm not sitting on here tooting. The chair. It's so squeaky.
tootin'. Listen to you.
TikTok.
Tootin' putin'.
Okay.
So
I'm back. Sorry. I'm back. I couldn't even hear any of that stuff I was saying. Anyways, because I was on mute.
oh no, you weren't. We were.
And you just said tooting. I wasn't tooting. I was saying I wasn't tooting. My chair, squeaky. So I want to talk about the Pamela Anderson look I got going on here. Let's start there. The Pamela Anderson look is no makeup. So if you haven't seen Pamela Anderson in a while, I know she was like this bombshell considered, when she was on Baywatch. Yeah. And now she's probably in her 60s, 50s. I don't know. And she's going without makeup. And I think she looks beautiful. I'm sure some people think she doesn't, but my thoughts are, there was a show, she was on Drew Barrymore's show where they were all without makeup.
Mm-hmm.
Them two, I think Gail, Oprah's friend, was on there. None of them had makeup on, and they were talking about how the vulnerability of that. And I think it's maybe something that those of us who are willing could do. And a lot of us are. I don't use filters on any of my videos unless it's like a green screen or something. I try not to. I don't know that I ever have, but I really try not to use filters. But I do usually put on makeup, and tonight I didn't do any. And I'm, because I almost prefer going without makeup. But I know that we're programmed a certain way to be that's what's pleasing. So I just kind of want to talk about that. What do you think about that when you see? I know this is going to be, maybe I'm putting you on the spot as a white male to tell us what it.
I say if the barn needs a coat of paint.
Don't say that. That's not even funny, Dan.
There was a pastor. I'll tell you a story behind that phrase.
I think we've said it on here, but yes, sure.
He was a pastor of the last church we went to. And actually, he was a real sweet guy.
He was.
But there was a debate in the church on whether or not women should wear makeup. And one of the women that was in our small group was definitely a non-makeup, very strict belief and very
that was almost like
opinionated.
He would say, be ugly for Jesus, like don't put any effort into your look whatsoever.
Well,
which
that was
you could be that too.
That was this one woman.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had what they would describe that way.
Apparently it had come to the ears of the pastor because he had to make a reference to at the altar from the pulpit. And he's like, honestly, there's no real dogma about makeup. And he said, I think his wife came from a family that was very limited in makeup and doing just all right, let your natural beauty show. He's like, my family was definitely a makeup family. And his dad would always say, well, if the barn needs a coat of paint, go ahead and throw it on.
Mm-hmm. If the barn needs paint, and paint it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically saying the woman's face was a barn that needed paint, which was, I hated it when he said that because I thought it was a disgusting comment, but.
It was.
But I would say neither one is better or worse.
No.
This is what I look like naturally. So if someone saw me like this on a video and then saw me in person, I'm not going to be shockingly different, right? Because this is what I basically look like.
Yeah.
And I like to wear minimal. Like I just like to do my eyebrows a little bit, some mascara, and sometimes I'll put on like foundation stuff, but not very often. I don't really particularly like to do that. But if I do want to do myself, you should be able to do any of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I think this movement that Pamela Anderson is maybe trying to start, or at least just expressing herself that way, which I think is beautiful because it also shows like this is what women look like as we age.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get the subconscious of the collective understanding that, it will be beautiful to people instead of not beautiful because we're not used to it. Yeah. That's the only reason it doesn't look as beautiful because we're not used to it.
Yeah. And I think it's just personal choice because there's going to be, and
it's just programming. That's really what it is. It's programming.
There's people we've had on the program that I've heard talk about it, and people that have not been on the program that I've heard talk about it, that it's tough for them not to go unfiltered.
Yes. And that is because a lot of times it's because of the judgment they place on themselves.
Because, and society. You've seen this, it's not something I ever see. And trust me, any of you watching this right now could easily point out a dozen things real quick to critique me on my appearance. Anyone could do it to anyone if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. And I never see it in any of my posts. No one's like, nice hairline. See it right there? Mm-hmm. That's the top of my hairline.
So nobody ever comments on your looks at all?
No. But you have people every now and then you lay down a decent argument that they can't handle. Mm-hmm. And you get, well, that's really a good opinion from a non-binary person.
I did have that once. So I'm like, rude. But it made me laugh, actually, because I think I had my hair in a ponytail, too. And I was like, right, I can see it. But I was like,
it's an insult or whatever, but it's.
Yeah, it didn't. But another person I was like, because the whole video was about how women are kind of judged when they're.
Yeah.
Or how Christians, actually, it was about how Christians are rude, or some of the ruder people. And this person was clearly a Christian, and they said that. And the person underneath was like, you kind of just proved her point, and I was just like, yeah, you did. Thank you, though. But mostly I get comments both ways. So they could be positive or negative. I don't get very many negative. I will be honest, but I'm always afraid of the negative.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is. I'm always afraid of it because.
I think it speaks more to men in this world that women actually have, because it's a legitimate fear.
Yeah.
Because men are going to judge.
So women will be quieter because they think they're physically going to be attacked.
Unless they have a filter on that makes them look a certain way.
Yeah.
And then if they want to have their opinions heard and listened to, they have to look a certain way.
Almost like you have to be a thirst trap in order for people to listen. But then people don't take thirst traps seriously.
Look at Fox News.
Unless you're Thorin.
Look at Fox News and all the women broadcasters on Fox News. There is a definite look that they have. Mm-hmm. And for people to respect and listen to them.
Yeah, you don't go on the news looking like I do right now.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a set of men in here like, oh, she's hot, so I guess I'll listen to her.
But they don't believe her. They don't take her seriously. They really don't. If she talks about a serious subject, then they'll use her hotness against her.
Yeah. And
be like, you're just stupid and pretty.
So the value is all on this look. And I think that's what really is playing into a lot of, I'm a mansplain this to all of you.
Oh, women. Joy.
I think that's probably, and this is my thought, and you can agree or disagree with it, but I think
I disagree. Just kidding.
That's what plays into a lot of women's beliefs on when they go to post or say something, that I have to have this look. If I want to be respected and heard by everybody, And even women the same way, because other women can be just as catty as.
Oh, yes. No, and I think it's more actually women to women a lot of times that will say rude things to women. At least when I see in the comments, a lot of times it's a woman to a woman. And this is just because, first of all, it's the same programming for both men and women and everybody in between. It's the same program, right? Men are supposed to look like this, and every guy, every person born and labeled male at birth should look like this, and every person born female and labeled female at birth should look like this, right? Or born and labeled. Whoever's born, whatever you're labeled, you should look like this. This is the ideal. In this culture, it's different than other cultures, right? So we know what our culture says, and we learn it. It's programmed, and so that obviously is going to run through our mind whenever we're seen by people. We always try to put the best foot forward is what they say, right? So you dress your nicest for your interview or whatever, then more than you will later on when you've been working there for a while, probably. Yeah. And that is kind of just what's happening. We're just programmed a certain way to look a certain way. And then women, they're not consciously thinking about that before they post. And I see a lot of women that post just looking no makeup and in their pajamas and stuff. I do see that. And I like that because it's just real. But I also will listen to someone who has got all their makeup on and everything. But I'm also reprogramming my mind because I was programmed a certain way too. And whereas I might not discredit a woman's intellect based on whether she's wearing makeup or not, I might be busy judging her whether she's wearing makeup or not, or if she thinks she's, like, I don't know. These are all, instead of shaming these thoughts that we have, we just need to know that they're there and it's from programming. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of it is, you feel like you're just going to be discredited just because of the way you look.
Or you just don't want people to make comments on because you're sensitive about how you look, because that has been such a focal point that we've been taught. This is my safety. Like if this doesn't look good and people say it doesn't look good, I'm not a good female woman.
But even to that point, you think about what our society is about with TikTok and even the dating apps, Tinder and all that. It's quick picture, swipe. So if you don't have makeup on or you don't look a certain way, how many people are just going to swipe by because nothing strikes them?
No, because they're looking for.
To be heard and all this, you think you have to put this on.
In a way, you probably do.
Yeah.
But TikTok is kind of different in that way. And I don't know if that will go away with whatever happens with this administration. But that's the feel that has made TikTok. TikTok is where I actually was willing to put my face out there. I did it a couple times, I think, on Instagram, but Instagram it's so much work behind the scenes instead of the mental work to I actually want to share something real with you.
Yeah.
Everything has to look perfect first.
Yeah.
And TikTok, I don't worry about much but the lighting.
Yeah. That's more for you people to be able to soothe and look at it.
Well, you don't need a harsh look where you look like a light shining up at your face.
Back to the men thing, I think it's been the Republicans that have been big on this for a while.
Yeah.
Because you've heard them talk about, the leftists, look at our women over here. They're all done up and beautiful. They're all blonde hair.
I'm in the ugly liberal section now.
Well, they all the liberal women look like thumbs is an actual quote.
I look like a thumb right now.
Yeah.
A thumb with hair. Okay, look, put it over me.
Compare. If you put hair on that, does that look like it?
It does look like a thumb. He's right. Was it Matt Gaetz who said that?
I think so. But it's that's what I think drives a lot of it is your whole value has been put on what you appear like.
Yeah.
And that's been taught to.
And then you wonder why you have some women who are shallow.
Yeah.
And guys wonder why, they are looking for money. It's because that's a safety net and they're doing what feels safest. That's really what it is. They're not evil bitches out to get your money. They're subconsciously looking for safety. And we've been taught that finding a man with money and power is safe. which isn't,
Well, you ain't safe.
But that's what we're taught. And then I didn't chase that, though. I wasn't chasing the money. I was like, I have to fall in love with this person. Yeah. I have to love this person. I'm not going to be with somebody who just has money. But some women will put that aside.
Someday you'll find him.
That's their focus. I do not care about, like, yeah, we could learn how to get there, but not with somebody else. So anyways.
One thing on this, too, that I thought that kind of ties it into this last week and all the political shenanigans. In the Oval Office with Zelensky, someone made a comment and observation that all these Republicans and MAGA people are like, that's what masculinity looks like. That's what an alpha male looks like. And someone was like, of the 3 guys sitting up there in the stage that are contributing into this, 2 of them were wearing makeup and 1 wasn't.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Were they?
Well, 47, he's always orange.
Oh,
yeah. And
is that a tan? Is that a toner that he sprays on, or does he tan orange, or what's happening?
I think he has a toner. And then
why does he pick orange?
Guyliner Vance.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Shorty pants.
Shorty
no,
pants.
Drop stones. Drop the stones.
I got plenty of stones to throw. I'm feeling fiery. But yeah, I saw that. I just laughed. I was like, it's true.
I love the little jokes about this stuff because it just does. We have to laugh at some of this. We just have to survive it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we're not there. But so what's your conclusion on makeup, Can?
My conclusion is
paint the barn.
Men, women, non-binary, everybody in between. Male and female.
Well, here, before we do this conclusion, let's put a little extra juge on this because there's a new trend where more men are getting more involved.
Yeah, because that's outside why I included them. Yeah, they paint their nails. They
paint their nails, which drives the conservative right nuts. These guys out here painting their nails.
The Egyptians did it.
Yeah.
They painted their faces and stuff.
The French did it in King Louis's time.
I mean, the French wore heel. Wasn't it the French or the English that wore high heels? Men wore high heels first.
A lot of the monarchs and everything and the royalty and dukes and duchesses and all that would paint up and go out. Mm-hmm. It was just part of their society and what was happening.
Yeah.
So just because we determine it's not manly now doesn't mean it hasn't been manly.
And it's just, it's just culture. It's just, it shifts and it changes and it will change again. But no matter what, do what you feel right. Like some days I want to put on the makeup. Some days I don't want to put on the makeup. Some days I put on some makeup and, whatever it is for you, whatever works for you, just learn how to love yourself as you are. And then you can adorn your body however you please, but know that you're just adding to your beauty. You're not making yourself beautiful. You're adding to, you're maybe drawing attention, let's just say, to certain areas of your life. If you want to draw attention to your eyes, you paint your eyes, or whatever. You want to draw attention to your nails, you paint your nails. Just stuff like that. Like, yes, have fun with it. It's an art form. Like some people do some really amazing stuff with makeup that you're like, wow. But also, don't be afraid of the Pamela Anderson look.
No.
If I can get on here and be in front of, putting this out on the internet and be okay with it, I feel like a lot more people that are better looking than I should be able to do it. Yeah. So, and even if you feel like you're not better looking than me, just do it. Do it just to love yourself. Do it for yourself one time, one video, one post where you put your just no filters, no makeup. Just say, this is me.
Hashtag no filter. Hashtag just woke up.
As they have a whole filter of makeup on and literally.
So, all right. Well, go to our website, danacan.com. Check out all things Drop the Stones, Danacan, Transformed Life related. Candy's podcast, Candy's hypnotherapy sessions are all on there in our store. Check that out, danacan.com. Go, if you're listening on a podcast listening device, Spotify, Apple, whatever, hit the like button. That would be very appreciative. We won't think you look like a thumb if you hit the like button. But if you go 4 stars or lower, you're all thumbs. 5 stars only.
Nobody's a thumb.
And we're on YouTube now.
If anybody looks like a thumb right now, it's you. With a little fur on the bottom. So, I mean.
Anyways, rude.
You're not calling our audience a thumb.
Well, our audience should be rating 5 stars. So, and on YouTube now. So, if you're listening on YouTube, watching on YouTube, smash that like button, press that subscribe button. Boom. All right. Thanks for listening. And remember, listen to us.
We have ridiculous opinions.
What was the...
I don't know. Anyways, bye.
Bye.